See, I told you we should have left earlier. Don't worry, we just missed the previews. But I like the previews. So watch it on your phone. Stop being a baby.
Tickets.
3, please.
You 3 together?
I mean, we're not together.
Theater 1 on your right.
Welcome to First Look.
Sorry. Is that Dave? No, that's not Dave. Excuse me.
First Look.
Shut and stop kicking the seats! We're trying to watch the movie!
Recorded live from the back of the line, between the multiplex and the local Dairy Queen. It's Last in Line, the only show on the internet that matters, where they talk about movies that don't matter. And now your hosts.
Hey, welcome one and all to Last in Line, the only show on the internet that matters, where we talk about the movies that don't matter. And man, do we have some stinkers picked out to talk about tonight. But before we get to these giant piles of shit that we're going to talk about, let's talk to the guys at the table. Nat, what's going on, man?
Oh, I'm doing fine. That was a nice build-up and stuff.
I mean, we have some bad stuff to talk about. We have GeoStorm. We have Jack and Jill. Like, we got
Don't remind me.
I'm super pumped to get into this. But on the other side of the table, you guys, Andy Reyes is back. Andy, what's going on, man?
Hey, not much. I almost forgot that we were talking about GeoStorm because I almost forgot that I had to watch that piece of crap.
It was so bad. I can't wait to jump in when we start talking about this. I just, do you ever question, do you ever sit down and think, why do I do this to myself? You've seen it once. I was
thinking the whole time I was watching Jack and Jill.
Yeah, you've seen it. You've seen it once, and you think, "Oh, this will be really funny to make myself do this again." Mm-hmm. And then you sit down, and you're like, "This was funnier the first time. Why am I redoing this? I know this is a bad movie."
Not me. I'm the only one here that doesn't really like bad movies. I'm the kind of black sheep of the group.
Andy's the guy who's like,
Guys, I only hold yourself to I watch nothing but 80% and great and Rotten Tomatoes movies.
No, I feel like for me, it's more about like movies that I liked, when I was younger. That looking back, they aren't as great, maybe now. But
Nat,
you guys are the ones that are like seek out the
he's
bad
talking
movies.
About Sidekicks.
That's an awful. That's an awful. Oh. If we rewatch it, you will come in saying that was an awful movie.
If you watch it, he will come.
Should we save it for movie synopsis or movie scope?
I don't know. We'll next year, 2018. Guys, stick with us till 2018.
We're teasing the sidekicks.
Give us suggestions.
But it was so. Oh God, we'll get into GeoStorm. We'll get into GeoStorm.
We'll get to everything.
And he's the kind of guy though who's like, guys, I only have finite time in my day, and I'm not going to waste it on this movie. Yeah. But somehow Nat and I talked him into seeing Jack and Jill, and I feel like he's gonna have the better opinion out of the three of us on this movie.
Better opinion?
Like the stronger opinion that you can relate to more, whereas you and I are just gonna be like, and then they did this,
and then this happened. Okay, I get what you mean.
All right, you guys. Well, we're gonna start things off the way we do with each and every episode. I lost taglines last time, and Nat made me watch The Crown. So I'm going to give you a quick synopsis.
I can't wait.
I've never seen The Crown, and luckily for me, neither has Andy or Nat. Nat gave me what?
I knew. Okay. Yes, I have not seen a full episode, but I do know what the show's about. My wife watches it. She fills me in with what happens throughout the show.
Okay. So it's historical fiction. Like, it's about stuff that actually happened.
Yeah, but she tells me what they put in and what they don't. Like,
spoiler alert, she's still alive.
Look, I'm just saying.
Andy, you're giving it away.
Nat was nice enough to give me the pilot so that I wasn't lost going into this show like I was with The West Wing, 3 seasons deep.
That was just fun to me.
Right. It was pretty good. All right, you guys. This is The Crown, Season 1, Episode 1. The Crown focuses on Queen Elizabeth II as a 25-year-old newlywed faced with the daunting prospect of leading the world's most famous monarchy while forging a relationship with legendary Prime Minister Sir Winston Churchill. The British Empire is in decline. The political world is in disarray, and a young woman takes the throne. A new era is dawning. That is The Crown.
The first episode.
I feel like that is
The Crown.
Copy and pasted synopsis.
Guys,
I don't think you actually watched that.
I did watch The Crown. I told you what it was about. Now, did I like The Crown? No. I mean, there's not a whole lot to say.
I don't know about you, but I feel like IMDb told us what it was about.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like Wikipedia over here.
Well, that's what they call me.
Yeah, because you're a bunch of lies.
It was okay. I don't know. It was all right. It wasn't special. I didn't like it. I'm not going to watch it again.
Did you like it better than The West Wing?
No, it was okay. I mean,
from the times I've seen like clips of it, it is heavy dialogue. There's not really a lot of. I mean, you do have beautiful costumes because they do try to make it authentic, and then they do have nice locations.
Did you watch it with the subtitles? I always have to watch those kind of with the subtitles because they sound like they're British.
I watched it.
British.
I paid attention. I saw what it was. It was beautifully directed. Did I care for it? No. I didn't tear it apart because it was just like, I didn't hate it. It was boring. I don't care about history. I don't. Forget if it was Princess Diana, but it was just like the last 10 minutes of her life. That car flipped. I'd be all about it.
Ooh,
But it was boring and slow, and I don't care about history, and I don't know. I don't have anything.
That's what. To be honest, that's what I kind of figured. That your
don't watch
review
it.
would be
if you're going to use me as a test pilot for these things for you.
I love that show.
No, I figured your review would be because from the clips I've seen of the show, it is heavy dialogue, so it is slow and to some people boring. So I figured your review would be something of boring, too much talking and too much learning.
It could have done with a little more action, a little less talking.
So if Michael Bay was producing The Crown, you would say you would have Queen Elizabeth wearing skimpy outfits, showing some tasty hoots.
If Michael Bay had produced The Crown, I might have watched it
a
little bit further.
Private freeways in Britain.
Oh, he'll find a way. He would find a way.
Had a shot like in the island where the car flips.
Oh,
you mean
inside the camera?
Any Michael Bay movie?
Yeah, but seriously, I don't know. There's really not much to say about it. I'm not gonna watch it again. But using that as a segue, you guys, Michael Bay's producing a Dora the Explorer movie. So we think. Okay. Let's talk about that. This is the movie news rundown.
It's the movie news rundown, and it seems to me, with all these movies coming up, there's too much to see. And we ain't giving you a list of our Oscar picks. We're just telling you which ones look like dope-ass flicks.
This is the movie news rundown, you guys, and what we like to do here is we like to talk about some of the big stories that are happening in Hollywood around us. Guys, we're going to do things a little bit different tonight. Usually we talk on end about 2, 3, 4 stories, and we talk them to death. Tonight, we're going to try something a little different. We've got 5 stories that are happening around us, 5 of the biggest stories out of Hollywood. We got 2 minutes we're going to put on the clock, and we're going to talk about each of them. If we are not done talking at the end of 2 minutes, that person who is in the middle of their sentence is getting cut off. So, without further ado, this is the movie news rundown. All right, you guys, let's talk about Dora the Explorer. Michael Bay may be producing a Dora the Explorer movie. What do we think about this?
Well, last I heard, he wasn't attached to it anymore.
Right. Everyone panicked because they were like, guys, Michael Bay's producing a Dora the Explorer movie, and then it was just turned out it's just Platinum Dunes.
Yeah,
it's not even. Michael Bay was smart enough. He was like, no, my name is not on that.
No, it's just his company, his production company. His name is still attached to the company, so it is produced by Dora. But
it's produced by Dora?
But, sorry, Michael Bay. Dora the movie is still going to be produced by Michael Bay, but what I did not like is people treated this as a clickbait of Michael Bay's directing Dora. We're going to have action scenes. It's like, no,
It's. Can you imagine? But didn't you see what they said that the whole thing was gonna look like? Like it's Dora the Explorer she's a teenager. Mm-hmm. She goes to New York to visit her cousin Diego, and then something happens.
I don't know what they could do with that.
He's big. I guarantee you, if Michael Bay's got his hands on this, she's an 18-year-old. And Diego is like this ripped gardener because Michael Bay is racist as shit.
Gardener?
Yeah. Diego Go is his gardening service.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be just completely taken away from the cartoon series that we all love.
That we all love.
Yeah,
Andy grew up with Dora the Explorer. Explorer. She doesn't pronounce her E's and R's. I don't know,
They haven't cast anybody yet, have they?
I don't understand why we're making this movie. It doesn't need to be made.
That's all I'm saying.
They could.
Well,
It's going to be starring Megan Fox.
I forget what website, but someone said if Bay's producing, he does have a Latino girl that starred in the recent Transformers movie.
Megan Fox?
No. Megan Fox has not.
Shut up! Shazam is in the news, guys. Shazam has just been cast. Zachary Levi has been cast as Shazam to go up against Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's Black Adam. What are we thinking about this?
Is The Rock still attached to it too?
Well, I mean, The Rock's not going to be in the first movie.
Well, we don't know that yet. We don't know yet.
I mean, they all
so
said
he's not
that.
but he's still attached to the character.
Adam F. Sandberg, he said he was just like, nope, Rock's not in this movie because this movie's going to be fun and
but
lighthearted.
I feel like they could flip-flop and change their mind and actually swerve everyone and say, no, we were just kidding. The Rock's in this one.
They're talking about casting Mark Strong to be the villain in the Shazam movie.
What villain is he?
I don't know. All I saw was Mark Strong.
All I know is I was finally starting to warm up to John Cena as Shazam.
Can you imagine what that would have looked like? I would have been out.
I feel like he would have played
Nat and I talked that to death.
He would have played it to I'm a dumb kid in a body. I feel like Zachary Levi, even from his days on Chuck, was the perfect kind of lovable man child that this character really needs to be.
Yeah.
And so he just needs to bulk up a little bit.
Well, and he's been bulky now. Have you seen the latest pictures of him? I mean, he's been cast for a while.
And I heard another.
It's so cool. Man.
I heard another possible story that someone thought maybe he could be an older Billy Batson, and maybe this is years after he's been Shazam, and he has to figure out how to become.
That sounds
Shazam
like
again.
Someone clinging onto the hope that John Cena still going to get cast. I hope, I really hope, and I'm sure, it's only because this is the only kid we've seen in forever. But I hope Finn Wolfhard.
That's what I was
gonna
say.
As Billy Batson.
Yes, I feel like he might be a little bit too old now. He would have been perfect first season Stranger Things.
No, I think because he's young, but he's not that young.
He can still be. I mean, it's a young teen.
Yeah,
you can just change the story that's to the young teen.
I'd still buy it. I'd still watch it.
I mean, you look at him. He's still small, and then when he transforms, to a leap.
Shut up! Tyrese is in the news again. You know how we love Fantastic.
So quick update because I don't have that much time. All right, so he went on social media and basically said if The Rock does not quit, he will walk out. Tyrese will literally quit the franchise. That's his words. Now, the quick update is what people are not talking about is he's kind of going through a little mental breakdown because he's fighting custody over his ex-wife with the kid.
He's not going through a mental breakdown.
Yes, he did. He did a video on YouTube.
It's his time. Tyrese thinks that he's bigger than he really is.
Well,
he's like, I'm boycotting. I'm not going to be part of Fast and Furious 9 if The Rock's part of it. Okay, bye, Tyrese.
I'm sure that they would much sooner let go of Tyrese than they would let go.
Right,
and
that's the funny thing. Who do you think Universal is going to pick? Tyrese or The Rock? Who's going to bring in the money?
Well, The Rock's already
not Tyrese.
Well, The Rock's already doing the spin-off, so I don't know what he thinks about. Dude, we're just not gonna let
here's the bottom line. Can I just
make Baby Boy 2, like I've been saying?
This is the bottom line. The bottom line is Tyrese is a whiny little bitch.
No.
Get over it, dude. Collect your paycheck and just fucking do the movie.
The one thing I do want this...
Tyrese, we'd love to have you on the show anytime.
But I am curious. No, but here's what I really want.
Being a whiny bitch.
Here's what I really want. I do want The Rock to be out of the movie so we can see if they can make the say like box office amount that they made from the last movie, because it was high. They still outbeat themselves.
Number 7 is like the 6th highest grossing movie of all time.
But I want to know if
Not
it's
8 though.
If it's I want The Rock out so people know The Rock's not in it, and see how many people will actually go see the movie still.
If The Rock wasn't in 9,
yes.
Well, you wouldn't go.
Yeah, I wouldn't go, but I want to see how many.
Shut up! Guys, Infinity War is going to be a heist movie with Thanos. So does that mean
Thanos?
It's
Your Brooklyn accent is Thanos. Hey, your robot is wrong. Like,
His Brooklyn accent circa West Virginia.
I know.
Do you think it's going to be 2.5 hours of him trying to break in somewhere to steal the Infinity Stones?
I love how Marvel's using the word heist, because I feel the way he's gonna get the stones is him just basically, busting in the doors and like, give me that stone, like,
right? It's just like, I have an army. Give me the stones.
Well, we know where most of the stones are, right?
Yeah, they're in Asgard.
If he gets all the stones,
all of them, not all of them.
Not all of them. Some.
I'm assuming if he gets all the stones, Vision's dead.
Well, the one, because he has the yellow stone. Yeah. The purple stone from
I'm sorry, all I heard was if he gets Oliver's stone, and I thought, man, I'm glad he's not attached to this movie.
You wouldn't watch an Oliver Stone
I would
Marvel
not watch an Oliver Stone Marvel movie.
What now?
I'm sorry, continue. I'm cutting into our time.
I know.
No, I'm excited for it either way. I mean...
Did you get flashbacks to Ant-Man when they were like, it's going to be a heist movie?
I don't think it's going to be that kind of heist.
But like to the whole Edgar Wright thing, did you get flashbacks to that?
No.
Oh, I did. I was like, oh shit, the Russo brothers are leaving.
Yeah.
And time.
We still got 15 seconds, man. I can work a lot in 15 seconds.
Say Thanos again.
Thanos. Shut up!
Better.
Oh, man. Okay. All right. You know what? Let's talk our final story. The official cast list for The Lion King has come out, and can we talk about some of the people on the internet who are just like, why is the cast so black? Why is it such a black cast?
Because it's set in Africa.
Because it's set in Africa. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Is that set in Cleveland?
I know.
Also, it's like, what are you complaining about? You have Seth Rogen.
This cast is too black. This cast is too white. Too many guys. Too many girls. Let's just, you know what? No one was complaining when it was all Jews.
I know no one was complaining when Matthew Broderick was playing the son of Edward James Jones, a black man. Like, no one threw a hand like, how could a white kid play a black? No one.
Yeah.
Because white people be tripping right now.
I will say,
John Oliver and Zazu. Do you love that?
Yeah, because you know who plays Zazu, the other one?
It was an uppity British man.
Mr. Bean. So they got an uppity. Yeah, they got a funny British man. He's playing another funny British man.
He's like trashy British. I just love that they got James Earl Jones back.
Do you know who's playing who's playing the hyenas?
Yeah, but did you see, or did you when they cast James Earl Jones? Did you think, man, I kind of wish they would have casted Nathan Lane again to be Timon?
I love their casting for Timon and Pumbaa.
I think Billy Eichner is going to be, I think him and Seth Rogen will play really well together.
Yeah.
But I kind of was just like, man, I wish Nathan Lane was coming back.
Do we want to make a wager?
I just know that instead of like those pig grunts, it's just going to be...
Yeah. I was going to say, do we want to make a wager if they keep his laugh in the movie?
Oh, I hope
You better than me.
Shut up! And that's it.
All right.
And that's it. Guys, we're moving on. We're finally going to talk about Jack and Jill.
What you want in the movies go? What it all be movies go? The Friday sun, twisting all those bugs and CGI. We're gonna make your movie cry.
What's my name? Dunkaccino. It's a whole new game. Dunkaccino. You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend. Attica, hoo-ah, lottie light. This whole trial is out of sight. They pull me back in with hazelnut too. Caramel swirl, I know it was you. Everyone wants my Dunkaccino. Can't get enough of my Dunkaccino. Kids from 7 to 17 lining up for my Dunkaccino. What's my name? Dunkaccino. Dunkaccino.
Why are we doing this? Where's the microphone? I don't know how to use a computer. What's a Dunkaccino? That sounds like it has too much sugar.
Okay, guys.
There's no better way to go
This
in
is
there.
Under the Movie Scope, and tonight, as promised, we are talking about Jack and Jill. Now, you're probably sitting there going, why are they talking about Jack and Jill? And the reason is,
I don't know.
it's November. We're thinking
Jewish
of
holidays.
You brought this up saying this is the Thanksgiving movie. This is more of a Hanukkah movie.
They
Did
run
it
through
start with Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving,
it starts with
Hanukkah,
Yom
New Year's.
Kippur. Yeah, they run through all the Jewish holidays.
That's right. You know what? This is November. We're doing Thanksgiving movies this month, you guys. And so we're kicking things off with the classic Jack and Jill. Andy, I feel like you probably have the most to say about this, so why don't you just start us off?
Okay, well, I literally just finished this movie right before I came here. It took me so long to get through it because I kept having to stop. Just
Because of laughter?
no.
Because of laughter.
Did you have to pause? You're like, oh, I'm getting the laughing guts. It's hurting too much.
The first half of this movie is so cringeworthy, like just the whole setup, and the first half of the movie is like all really bad setup. But I will give it this. Okay, the minute Al Pacino gets on screen, it just like switches. Like it actually started to pick up a little bit. Like
You mean like the video that they show with him like doing that little
Say hello to my chocolate blend.
the mental
the
meltdown he has.
I was thinking more when they go to the
Lakers game. Oh,
that whole scene too.
Johnny Depp.
I like how they pulled in on him. This is Al Pacino. He's like trying to like hide in character.
Like,
Johnny Depp. Are you in Duran Duran? Yes, I am.
Nat and I just finished watching this movie maybe 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's so fresh right now. There's so much we could say about this, but I have to start with asking, how did this movie get made?
No, I can understand why it got made. Okay, hold on.
Because it was a chance for Adam Sandler to play Miss Doubtfire.
On paper, you look at it as Adam Sandler is playing himself and his twin sister.
Do you think he got paid double?
I'm pretty sure, because he produced the movie, so he probably wrote a check for himself.
He was like, I'm playing two characters, so I'm getting paid twice.
Twice, guys. Oh, but...
And I'm also,
technically he played three characters. I think he did the voice of the bird.
Poopsie.
Poopsie, come here!
Do you think when he got his paycheck for playing Jill, he made 75 cents on the dollar?
Stop bringing your feminists into our podcast.
But I understand how this movie got made. Now, I'm pretty sure when they were making it, a couple cameramen looked at each other like, oh, this is bad.
Do you think we could take this off our resume?
Yeah,
I honestly don't think the premise is really that bad.
Yeah.
And his portrayal of his twin sister really isn't that bad. It's just like the writing wasn't very good.
Are you serious?
Hold on.
Last night, I get a text message at midnight from you that says, "This is the worst movie ever. Why are we watching this? This is torture."
Yes, it was torture. like the writing, because the first half of the movie was not funny.
No, it's
I felt like that scene at Thanksgiving dinner. The guy, his friend that plays the homeless guy, literally, it wasn't like scripted. I think the actor was like, "Yeah, this is really awkward. I'm gonna leave." Like that, and they just went with it.
I did like the joke, the Star Wars joke, where she's trying to explain, like, what's the name of that movie with Jimmy Stewart? And everyone's like, It's Wonderful Life. No. And then I love the joke of the homeless guy that turns to, is it Katie Holmes' dad? Or
yeah.
It's Star Wars.
say Star Wars. No, I really wish that they, like, when they brought in that character of the homeless guy, and they're like, oh, like, what was the last job you had? He's like, well, I was a caddy once. They should have connected the universes.
But I will say about the voice, what made me laugh about it was that it's the same voice he used for playing 8 Crazy Nights. that animated movie he made.
Yeah, it's the same voice he uses in everything.
Exactly. That's his one go-to girl voice.
But he should have won an award for his portrayal as Jack, trying to pull back that characterization he always brings into his movies.
All right, let's talk about the Rotten Tomato score on this movie. Andy, what do you think it has?
Oh, I know what it has.
Did you look it up already?
No, like the video I was watching, it had the Rotten Tomato score at the bottom of the screen. It was like 3%.
All right, let's talk about it. Do you think this movie deserved a 3%, or do you think it deserved higher?
I think 3% is
exactly.
Yes, I agree with 3%. One of the things that bothered me about this movie is it relies heavy on cameos. Like they try to sucker you in to like the movie because it's got, other than Al Pacino, it's got Johnny Depp, it's got Shaquille O'Neal, it's got
I didn't know Johnny Depp was in it, and it's Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal.
They got two ex NFL players like Michael Irvin. Like they
who decided to put him in that wig? Oh, that was his choice.
But like that's the one thing about Adam Sandler movies is like he can get people to show he cameo in his movies, but it doesn't.
And then he brings back John. What's it that tennis player John?
Oh, John McEnroe. That's right. Yeah,
he
sport
from Mr. Deeds.
This movie relies on cameos and it tricks you to I love it because Shaquille O'Neal's wearing a wig and kissing a ham.
No, we're watching this movie and the whole time I'm sitting there going, "Why are we doing this again?" And
I'll be honest, if I'd come into it starting with the Laker game scene, I would have given it higher than 3%. Like I said,
really?
the first half of the movie was really bad, but I really felt like Al Pacino saved this movie.
Can real talk for a minute?
You want to get real?
If this movie was like 90 minutes of just the Mexican picnic, I would have given this movie about a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, thank you, Kevin. That means a lot.
If this was just an hour and a half of the Mexican picnic,
that scene was so funny, but it also felt so racist. With the grandma keeps getting hit in the head. Okay, get her out of Peters. Get her out of Peters.
Do you know who plays the grandma?
That Mexican guy.
Yes. He's like, well, if you're playing a girl, I'll play an old lady.
He's like, I've got characters. He's like USA characters.
I love how they got a little cameo for David Spade in drag too. At the end, playing Monica, his ex-girlfriend.
Well, they have to put David Spade in there.
They're friends.
And Nick Swartz.
And they throw a dig at Rob Schneider, who wasn't in the movie.
All right, okay, was there anything that you enjoyed about it? Because mine
Al
was
Pacino.
Well, yeah. Mine was the Mexican picnic.
The Mexican picnic, yes.
If that was the movie, if that was an entire movie by itself, I would watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, that and the Dunkaccino, that song. Oh my god!
I loved every time Al Pacino tried to speak in French, and it's gibberish on the screen, and the guy's like, "What language are you trying to speak?" No, my favorite scene when I actually busted out laughing a little bit was when he made her play stickball, and she hits it into his Oscar. She's like, "Oh, I'm sure you have more of those." He's like,
"You would think so, but
unfortunately not." But it's okay. I have you.
Can we just have you, Andy, reenact the whole movie, just like a one-man show?
What is this? I'm a 40-year-old woman that doesn't know how to use the computer. Okay, honestly, okay. You talked a few weeks about Ernest being on the spectrum.
Yep.
Does anyone else think that Jill is on the spectrum?
I did wonder that myself. There are scenes in this movie with her best friend being a bird where you think, is she just lonely or does she?
Oh, I took it as lonely. I also took it as she's probably one of those girls who's never had a date with any guy.
She was sheltered.
Yeah. Never was the popular kid, always the geeky girl or the freaky girl. Don't talk to her. She's just icky and stuff.
In everything everything that came out of Nick Swartzen's mouth was exactly what we were thinking the entire movie. All right, let's wrap this up. If you had to score this, Nat, what would you give it? Based on our scale.
Sorry, I was kind of off guard and burping. I would have to say skip it.
Skip it.
I mean, the only two scenes, and you said it yourself, Kevin, you really need to see is the Mexican picnic and the Dunkaccino, because to me those were like the two highlights of the movie.
Exactly. Andy, what would you give this thing?
To be honest, this is my advice. I say
give them your sage wisdom.
I say rent it. Okay, put the Blu-ray in the Blu-ray player. Get the remote. Press the fast forward button. Watch it. Stop it when you get to the Laker game, and watch it from that point. Everything in the beginning was total crap.
I did tell Kevin before we saw the movie.
You just like the first half of the movie. You just hate Adam Sandler's character.
Well, he's supposed to be the jerk.
Yeah.
But I did tell Kevin before we saw the movie, I said, it's one of those rare times where I don't care if I see this movie in 1080p. Like, I don't
we watched
I don't
it
care.
in 480.
Yeah, and still did not change the quality. Like, it still was the same. I did not need to see this movie on Blu-ray. If you have a cam version, I would say go watch it in that version.
That's true.
I watched it on a very, very bad signaled
and he was using the rabbit ears on
demand
TV.
recording where it kept stopping, and every time it would stop, the Rotten Tomatoes score would pop up and remind me, this got 3% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Are you sure you still want to watch this?
You know what? Yeah, I got to agree with Nat. I'm saying skip it. The only thing you need to do is go to YouTube, look up the Mexican picnic scene, and look up the Dunkaccino, because those are the only scenes that I cared about. Those are the only scenes Nat cared about, and that's all you should care about. Look it up, watch them over and over, and don't watch this movie.
I will say this, which one would you pick to see again? Jack and Jill or GeoStorm? Like, you have to pick one.
Do I?
Yes. You have to pick one to rewatch.
Can I think about it for a little bit? Because The Walking Dead and Stranger Things aired this week, and that means we're talking TV.
All right?
Now let's take a break from movies and talk TV shows. TV Roundup.
Walking Dead premiered this 2 weeks ago. We've seen 2 episodes now.
Yes.
Let's talk about those. Did it renew your faith in The Walking Dead after last season?
I didn't hate last season.
Here's what I figured out is, like, with season 7 of The Walking Dead, if you go back now and you watch it, like if you binge through it, it's cohesive. Like it's fine. It's not a bad season if you can watch the entire thing all at once. I understand why people were getting pissed off about it, because if you have to wait week to week and then you have just like box episode after box episode, and like it's so slow, nothing happens. Even in, like, you know how there's always like 3 really good episodes: the premiere, the mid-season premiere, the mid-season finale, and the finale. Also 4 episodes.
Yeah, that was gonna say you just named 4, but I mean,
there's always 4. Even last season, if you were watching it episode to episode, there were not 4 good episodes. The premiere had good moments, but as a whole, the premiere wasn't great. But if you watch
what season are you talking about?
7.
This
no, this past season.
Last season.
I thought it had a great opening, to be honest, because it was great episode because it was still running on the cliffhanger that left on 6, and we got a resolution. You know, we actually had a payoff, if you want to say. But I do agree with what you say about with The Walking Dead. It seems to me with the show, the great episodes are the premiere, the mid-season, and then the finale. And this season I thought it was a great premiere. Yeah. You know, coming in, because it drove into the point of, we're gonna have a battle. We're gonna battle Negan. You know, so we're gonna have battles. Then the second episode slowed down for me. I don't know how you felt.
See, like if you go back and you watch the past season now, it's fine. If you can binge through it, it tells a story, and it all leads up to the premiere of season 8. And so when we start this premiere and we watch the premiere of season 8, it just goes. And I feel like even the second episode, it was nonstop. It dropped off for you?
I felt like
for a bit.
I don't know.
It feels like you have to watch the first 2 episodes like back to back.
Really?
Because the second episode, it feels like they're in this constant state of like fallout of what happened in the first episode, and like it picks up like right after the first episode. I had to actually go back and watch part of the premiere to remember what was going on. Like why they were like all like this, like, you know, like discombobulated and then because of the car bomb or whatever. But like what I felt with the first episode, I finally started to understand what you guys are talking about with how the show is like really slow. Yeah. Like there was like one scene where you just like literally like looking off into down the road into the distance, and like it holds on this shot for so long, and then finally a car blows up, and it's like, okay, did we have to wait that long? But I understand it a little bit. I feel like the show is trying to like really put you into this world of this like post-apocalyptic wasteland where you get long periods of time where there's like absolutely nothing, and all of a sudden, like boom, like it just kind of takes you off guard.
How'd you feel about for the first episode? How'd you feel about the jumps? You know, from cutting back and forth.
Well, I mean, like I don't know a lot about the comic books. I know in the comic books it jumps forward a ways.
I'm not caught up neither.
I'm sorry. That like when we started talking about this like initially, and you had said that, and we were like, read a comic book, and you're like, you've never read one.
I know you haven't.
You fake ass
nerd. What I've heard, and it was the same thing that I believe too, is the flash forward is a fantasy that he is thinking about.
Yeah.
And what everyone's saying is those cuts to where he's like all like sweaty and like shaking and stuff like that, that's right at the end of
him
like,
turning
that war.
Oh, I thought it was him turning.
War. That's what everyone's saying, like it's right at the end of the war. And like I hope it's not true. I think this is such a stupid rumor, but like a lot of people think that, you know, when they were zoomed in on his red eyes, that's because Carl dies. And I feel like you can't. This whole series is like based on a father and son, and you can't kill Carl.
Yeah. Well, I know that in the comic books he lets Negan live. Spoilers, and they actually join forces. I feel like whether in the comic books or in the TV series, even if Negan didn't kill Carl himself, if Carl dies, that Rick's just going to snap. He's going to have no mercy for anybody.
I feel with that theory of if it's Carl or not, you can tell by any show who's going to live throughout the whole show, and I feel Carl is going to live.
I do believe it could be someone that died.
Yeah, right. I don't think it's Carl, because I think Carl will be one of the last survivors when the show ends.
Yeah, I think it has to be that way.
Rick could die, which it would kind of make sense towards the end. You know, when the show's wrapping up in the end, I think maybe he would die, but I don't think Carl's going to die.
Well, just from the first episode, it felt like they were almost setting it up for him to be able to leave the show, whether dying or not, because just like he was saying, like he told Maggie, like, after this, I'm following you. Like he doesn't want to be the leader anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked it.
Step back.
I thought it was good. I thought both of them were really strong. If you give me 12 episodes of nonstop action like these first 2 episodes, I'm not going to have a single complaint. I don't need it to slow down, because we had such a slow season last year.
Okay.
If you give me a season that makes up for last year, I'll keep watching it.
Without going too long, what was the point of them shooting in episode 2? What was the point of them shooting the lights and just firing just willy-nilly with the bullets and stuff?
They were trying to bring walkers in.
Yeah, but you can
where at the what, like
you're talking about the compound,
where the
right?
woman was like working on the car and stuff like that. They thought. See, the saviors thought that Rick's group was too afraid to come in.
Okay.
And so they're like, let's charge them. Well, what they were doing is making them move back forward towards them. So they're creating more walkers behind them.
See,
that's when the walkers came and like, they're like, oh crap, everyone's turning. And then we didn't realize it. And that's when, like, you know, that spoiler, that woman got eaten. So that was actually a smart move.
See, it didn't, to me, when I saw it, it didn't dawn on me that's what they're doing. I thought they were just trying to scare, the saviors.
My opinion is how does Negan have anyone following him when he plays such a scary guy, but then when bullets are flying past his head, he's a little bitch. Every time.
I don't know.
A tiger comes chasing him. What the heck? Like this guy
and starts running. I know.
This guy is the biggest sissy, and Rick knows it too because he took a Polaroid picture of him. I love that shot.
I do know. Again, I'm not caught up in the comics, but I do know the point of the Polaroid pictures. I know in the comics why it happens.
Yeah.
I won't go into that, but before we wrap it up and stuff, what do you feel about Morales coming back?
Spoilers.
If you don't know, Morales was one of the original group from Atlanta and stuff.
I really don't care about him.
Okay.
I think it was fun.
We'll see where it goes.
I think it was a fun throwback to the fans to be like, "Hey guys, look, Morales is still alive.
He's still alive."
But I'm pretty sure he's gonna die in the next episode.
I'm pretty sure.
It's just.
Well, if he doesn't die next episode, probably this season. But okay.
So, all right, guys, Stranger Things is back. Let's talk about that. I'm the only one who's finished it, right?
Yeah, before people shut off, like, no spoilers. We're just talking about the premiere. We're not going to the first episode.
There will be no spoilers for season 2 of Stranger Things because Nat hasn't finished it.
Possibly coming soon.
Andy hasn't finished it. I'm the only one that has. So in the next couple of weeks, we'll do a full spoilers review of this show
of the season,
season 2.
But that's fine though because I had so much to talk about just with the first episode.
Yes.
Before I saw this season, started watching this season, I went back and watched the first season again, and just right off the bat, the first episode of the first season, it felt so much like E.T.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and but going into the second season, it still felt like an 80s movie, but like something different. This season feels less. It feels less like a horror film, and more just kind of like an 80s like drama.
Oh.
Yeah, or sci-fi. Yeah.
I enjoyed it like as a whole. I think it was great. Like it was, but I don't know. I felt let down by the season as a whole.
Again,
I'm not going to spoil anything for you.
No, but the way we got to explain to the listeners. We're talking about the first.
We're talking about the first episode, but I'm telling you, as a season as a whole, because unlike you two fake ass nerds, I finished it. I don't know. I felt a little let down because of the way they set up that first episode. You watch that first episode and you think, oh, they're going to do this, this, and this, and without ruining it for you. You just feel a little let down. And like the only thing I can say without spoiling anything,
did you feel let down the whole time or like at the end?
At the very end.
Okay.
But the only thing that I can say without spoiling it is the only thing this season is missing is it's missing that cohesive unit with all the kids.
Yeah, everyone was separated.
Everyone is separated throughout the entire season.
Yeah,
and that's not a spoiler.
I know, but I think I feel the writers did that in a way to show that later throughout the season they're going to come together.
Well, and also when they shot the first season, they didn't know that they were going to get more seasons. Now they know they're going to get at least 2 more seasons after this one,
and
so they can set up for later stuff.
Without going too much in depth. I understand Will's going through his problems. He's still facing effects of the Upside Down. Finn Wolf's the kid who played Mike and stuff. He's still reeling of Missing 11, and you have the other
Pennywise.
Okay, so that was another thing. I don't know if you can tell, like just in the first episode, but what I felt from what I've seen is that Mike really didn't have too much to do this season.
Probably not. Oh,
Like they didn't give him a lot. Like he was like the lead guy in the first season. He's a really good actor. We know that from the first season and from the movie It. And I felt like he was like of all the characters, he was like the least really that you really cared about this season. I mean, as far as I've seen.
I was gonna say if you're going off the first episode, then yes, but
going off the first episode, yeah, you get the feeling it's going to be very Will-centric.
Which it should be because he was Will-centric. I mean,
that poor kid didn't get to do shit.
Yeah,
in the
I love
first
how
season.
they cast him in the first season. He's barely in it, and you're like, oh, okay.
He is also the reason, throughout the plot of the first season, trying to get him. So
they really made him earn his money this season.
Right.
Yeah,
but I also love just say because I mean I know that they kind of deal with the nostalgia factor of like 80s style, but what I love is that they actually, instead of like look, this is 80s stuff, they actually make it feel like an 80s like movie. The tone of it, they pace it like an 80s movie. And I don't know if you noticed, but I noticed the the score in the background, it had that effect of where like you're watching a really old VHS tape and it's like the music is warped, so it goes like you're watching an old recorded VHS tape. It really felt like you were watching it.
Did you love
Paul Reiser? Yeah,
yes.
We did.
Oh,
yes, I need more Paul Reiser. I hope he's more throughout the season. Who you're trying to talk about? The Sheriff Hooper? Hopper.
No.
Sorry. Hopper.
Sean Astin.
Yes, thank you.
Sean Astin.
Okay, I didn't want to call him Bob.
Rudy.
This was my theory. My theory, just based off the first episode. And I mean, I heard it from someone else too, that I thought maybe that he was a secret agent undercover that they put to stay with his family to like keep an eye on them because he was so nice. Too nice.
I thought I was gonna hate him, and he became my favorite character. I don't care about the kids.
I'm sorry.
Anymore.
Do you have any that aren't orange? Orange isn't my favorite color.
I didn't even care about the kids anymore. I was just like, give me Bob.
Yeah,
more Bob.
All
right.
No. What they set up at the very beginning though, with 8. And the fact, like, they're bringing in the other kids.
That was really cool.
Did you
I didn't even
that?
see that coming.
No. Did you like the idea of that, though?
Oh, yeah. Because we all thought that the kids before 11 all died.
Right.
So now it's like, all you
want them to do is find 1 through 7 and 9 and 10.
Oh, and what kind of powers they have.
Oh, and then they bring in Professor X, and it becomes a shared universe.
Then it becomes like an X-Men movie.
Yes.
All right.
I'm all about it.
I'm all about it. Season 3.
Bring it in.
Confirm.
Guys, we saw GEOSTORM, so you know what that means.
Did we like it? Did we hate it? Did we get all confused? It's time to give a movie reviews.
What is this movie? This isn't Armageddon. This was directed by Michael Bay. This was awful. Oh my goodness, Poopsie, what are we doing here?
I will say that improves the movie. If they just had Jill from Jack and Jill and GeoStorm, the movie already.
That takes this movie up.
Only if she got taken out by one of the storms.
That movie gives this movie an extra 3%.
She got taken out by
you love her by the end of that movie. I'm sorry.
But she gets taken out by a lightning storm.
Oh my god. You guys, we saw GeoStorm. It's my fault that we saw this movie.
Okay.
I saw the trailer for this movie and I thought, you guys, this is gonna be hilarious. This is gonna be a movie that's so bad we love it. And when we went to this movie,
based off the trailer, I thought it was gonna be like a throwback to like all those old '90s disaster movies.
Yeah, and I don't blame you. And
I do.
I know. I don't blame you.
It was more just a reminder of we have the actual natural disasters going on in the real world. Like, why are we watching this?
When we first talked about the movie, I've not seen the trailer. I did not see the trailer before I seen this movie. And Kevin, all he had to do was to tell me that Gerard Butler was fighting the weather with a satellite, and I was like, let's go then. I'm sold. I don't need to see anything else.
And Nat and I love movies like this, and this was the first time that we saw a disaster
And you're
movie
right, Andy. I thought it was going to be like The Day After Tomorrow or Deep Impact, one of those disaster movies.
I think the biggest mistake that they made with this movie was sending him up into space, because all the action was down on the ground. That's where Gerard Butler needed to be.
All right, no. Let's talk about it. Like, so this movie is 2 hours and some change, and you spend the first hour and a half hacking.
Yep.
You spend the first hour and a half with a classic whodunit mystery. You spend the next 15 minutes with the actual GEOSTORM itself, and then the last 15 minutes of this movie is wrap up.
See, no.
You don't get any of the title of this movie in the fucking movie.
I know. That's one thing.
I'm so passionate about this movie. It makes me so angry.
To be fair, there is no Armageddon in the movie Armageddon.
Bruce Willis couldn't have saved this movie.
With his acting skills, you could not save
what
this
they
movie.
should have done. What they should have done in this movie is they should have cast Gerard Butler in both roles as twin brothers. One's like the smart, nerdy one, and one's like the engineer.
No, he should have been. He should have been fraternal twins, and he should have played a girl.
Honestly, you could have saved the movie if you were gonna have Gerard Butler up in the space station or the satellite, whatever, up in space. You could have saved the movie if you'd written it that a group of terrorists flew up there, took the satellite hostage, and is using it as a weapon. Yeah. Now you have Gerard Butler, a one-man army up in space, while down Earth we're facing the repercussions of lightning storms and earthquakes and tidal waves, and it's up to Gerard Butler to go and beat the terrorists before a major tsunami.
You just wrote a better movie.
That's what it should have.
And then at the end, he opens the airlock. Get off my space station!
Look,
that's what it should have been.
Nat and I both kept falling asleep during this movie
because it's so boring.
And it was not because of the time that we went to see the movie. It just nothing happened.
I know you said we can't find clips, but there is. It felt to me 10 minutes, but it could have been 5 minutes of nothing but hack and tech jargon of we gotta encrypt this code and go into this program, and then it's just like, golly, can we not just can we just fast forward to I hacked the system?
We waited we waited to talk about it. We haven't talked about this yet, so let's talk about the beginning of this movie. You started laughing immediately, but I don't know why, because we didn't talk about it.
Why? Because again, I've not seen.
You lost it immediately.
I did not.
Like when he goes into.
Was it the voiceover? Was it the voiceover?
No.
It was the voiceover, wasn't it?
No. When I laughed about it because I did not see the trailer, so I did not know what this movie was about.
Okay.
All I knew was Gerard Butler was up in space and fighting the weather. That's all I knew.
Yeah.
What made me crack about this? What made me laugh in the intro was literally seeing the vision of us shooting missiles into a hurricane and then destroying the hurricane. We did it, guys. That to me was fucking hilarious. Because
that is true.
Because that right there was the whole movie. Like, well, what's left? Because I thought that was the point of the movie.
And scene. Roll credits.
I thought it was them working the way to defeat the weather, not someone took over the satellite and we don't know who done it.
Yeah, it became like the entire movie was a who done it. Mm-hmm. And then you finally got the storm and you were excited. I was awake. And then it was over like in the blink of an eye. It was done so quick, and then it was 15 minutes of wrap up. Well, it was, hey, way to save the day, Gerard Butler.
Like I said, they should have had Gerard Butler down on the ground, because that's where all the action was. That's where all the good stuff was. But no, they put Jim Sturgis down there, which was the worst casting decision they ever made. One, because I don't think he's a good actor, but two, because I'm watching this movie and the whole time I'm thinking these guys are not close enough in age to be have been young brothers. They had secret language with each other. Like he would have been in grade school, and Gerard Butler is in college or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
she's
but
way older than him.
But I felt the way the reason why they casted Jim was because Gerard Butler was sort of, he is sort of Scottish and Irish, so they needed an actor to be kind of like, well, they could be related.
Gerard Butler can't do accents.
He can't do accents.
Well,
so like I felt
the
that
whole world has forgiven Gerard Butler for his bad American accent.
Oh man,
Like everyone will go into any Gerard Butler movie and be like, "Oh, yep." I mean, I don't care.
But it's the same way
just
of
like with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Everyone forgave him for his accent.
and Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like he always plays like I'm an American. It's like no, you're not. You sound French.
So, like this, if we were going to talk about this movie and not just complain. Like, the script is bad, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not just me.
And
the script is not good. Even the CGI wasn't great.
And the
CGI looked unfinished.
And to spoil the movie, the reason why this happens doesn't really make sense.
And I always hate when they at the end of movies like this where like he comes back down, they're like, oh yeah, he made it, like miraculously he got out, you know, we thought he was gonna die, blah blah blah, and he comes and this girl's like, oh hi, I'm your brother's fiance. Oh hi, welcome to the family. Like there's too much banter. There was banter in this big emotional.
It was all
scene.
wrap up. It was all wrap up. It was just like, okay, we got to tie together.
I don't know.
Okay,
but
we have to tie together these plot lines. What do we do?
A big problem that I had. When did all of a sudden this girl became a driver for Fast and the Furious? Like, yes. and like she's like zoom in, backwards driving, and then Jim Sturgis punches one guy. She's like, that's my boyfriend, that's my fiance. Like, oh my gosh, that was so hot. Like he punched one guy.
You've been hiding it the entire movie.
Andy, she played a Secret Service. Those people need to know how to drive that fast and that furious, and know how to whip a car and beat up people.
It's
a requirement.
She was like this real badass chick, and then Jim Sturgis punches one guy, and she's like gets all like horny about it. That's my fiance.
Now I will give this movie just a bit credit. I love the casting. I do love the idea of Andy Garcia being the president. Yeah, I love Andy Garcia being president. Okay,
that's true. I mean, yeah.
But back to the question I propose.
He should have played the brother.
If you would have to rewatch this movie one more time, what movie would you pick? You have to rewatch Jack and Jill?
Yeah, I forgot you were going to revisit that. Okay, if I had to choose between Jack and Jill and GeoStorm, I'm going to be really honest right now. I'm watching Jack and Jill.
There you go.
I think me too, just for Al Pacino.
Just for the Dunkaccino.
Oh,
say hello to my chocolate blend.
My answer would be the runtime because Jack and Jill's short.
The Jack and Jill, 90 minutes.
Yeah.
In and out.
The first half of the movie feels like 3 hours.
You know what GeoStorm felt like? 3 hours. And it was almost 3 hours.
You breezed right through it.
Step back.
Look.
Andy, one more. Just one more.
Yeah, do it, Andy. Tell us what you would rate this movie as, but do it as Jill.
Yeah. What would Jill review? If Jill had to give a quick review of GeoStorm.
What are you talking about? Like stars and numbers? I don't know. You're stinking reviews. I don't know. Reddit on the DVD. It's not that bad. People still have DVD players. I don't know. I have a VHS player.
So is that rental?
Yes. Is that what is that your Jill?
I just couldn't. I didn't know what he was talking. I couldn't understand it. I'm gonna agree with girl Andy. It's
you mean Andrea? Andy and Andrea.
This movie is a rental at best. It may not even be a rental. I'm telling you, watch it on an airplane. That's like right between skip it and rental.
Yeah.
Nat.
I said skip it!
That was good.
I said skip it! It probably says skip it too!
Oh my God.
What are you doing? Are you mocking me or something?
Oh, God.
Okay. Oh. Guys, we've reached the end of the episode, which means it's time for taglines.
Hey, it's time for taglines. No, Mom, it's not a waste of our time.
All right, you guys, this is the end of the episode, and what we like to do at the end of each and every episode is play a game we call Taglines. You guys know how this game works by now. Just in case you're a new listener, that will refresh you. Andy and Nat get a tagline. They have to answer what that tagline is from. They got to name the movie. If they get lost, they can ask for the name of the director, the genre, the year the movie was made, or a quote. Each question is worth 5 points. The more the questions they have to ask me about the tagline, the more points they lose. You guys ready?
Yes.
All right, let's kick things off. This tagline is a dreamer and a champion, an unbeatable team until this hero stepped out of his fantasies to fight at his side. Andy, you get the first tagline.
Is it The Secret Life of Walter Mitty?
That is incorrect.
Can you repeat the tagline again?
Nat, the tagline is a dreamer and a champion, an unbeatable team until his hero stepped out of his fantasies to fight at his side.
Sidekicks.
That is correct. Ooh. Andy, how does that feel knowing that was one of your favorite movies?
When I was like 7.
Well, that's 5 points right there for Nat. He's got the 5-point lead.
I'm the comeback kid for nothing.
Let's see if you can pull this one off.
All right.
Guys, our next tagline is, he's coach, not first class.
One more time, sorry.
He's coach, not first class.
Okay, Soul Plane.
Incorrect.
Snakes on a Plane?
Incorrect.
Can you give me a quote?
I've never saw such beautiful landscaping. Looks like all the trees threw up.
Can it be Underclassmen?
Ooh, incorrect. Andy, your quote is, my name is Chester. I'm great. I'm wonderful. Everybody likes me. Hey, Chester, my name's Harlan, and to me, you look like a giant asshole. Well, if I'm an asshole, there's a reason for it. You're contagious.
I feel like I watched this. Dope?
Ooh, incorrect. Nat, coming back to you.
Give me the year this movie came out.
The year this movie came out was 1992.
Okay. I was thinking recently. All right, 1992. He's coach, not first class. Oh my goodness, I can think of Encino Man.
Hey, incorrect.
Air Force One?
Incorrect.
I guess I need to know the director.
The director of this film, Nat, was Sidney J. Fury.
Oh, now I just don't know. 92. License to Drive.
Ooh, incorrect.
I know.
Andy?
White Men Can't Jump?
Incorrect. All right, Nat. Wait, last thing. Genre, sports comedy.
92. He's coach, not first class. Mr. Baseball.
Incorrect. Andy?
Yeah.
He Got Game?
95, 96.
Oh.
The movie we were looking for? Ladybugs.
Damn it. Damn it.
The movie we were looking for was Ladybugs.
Okay.
All right, guys. Our next tagline, coming back to you, Nat. Our next tagline. Sleep tight, America. The safety of the free world rests in his hands.
Captain America.
Incorrect. Andy?
National Security?
Incorrect.
The year this movie came out.
The year this movie came out, Nat, was 1994.
Missing in Action 2.
Incorrect. Andy?
Money Talks?
Incorrect. Nat?
Give me the quote.
I've seen lots of camel toes before, but never on a camel.
Sorry. 94. In the Army now.
That is correct.
Oh.
For 3 points. Nat is now up at 8, and Andy.
Yeah, I know.
Do I have to say it?
No.
I'm gonna say it. You're sitting pretty at 0.
Don't.
Okay.
You just jinxed me. Thank you.
All right, guys. Are we ready for our next tagline?
Yep.
All right, Andy, we're coming to you. Our next tagline is, she isn't shy, she isn't subtle, and worst of all, she isn't leaving.
Jack and Jill?
That is correct.
Damn it.
Andy for 5 points.
Damn it.
Nat, what are we at? 8?
Yeah.
8 to 5.
Still alive.
Way to go, Andy. That one must have been fresh.
I was kind of thinking that when he said that whole line, like she's not leaving. I'm like, hold on. Yeah.
All right, guys. Our next tagline coming to you now, Nat.
Yes, because Andy got that one.
Lather, rinse, save the world.
Evolution.
Incorrect. Andy?
You don't mess with the Zohan?
Oh! Andy for 10 points! Yes!
You gotta be...
Andy!
I told you they don't call me the comeback kid for nothing.
Andy, 5 points, now sitting at 10. Woo! 2 off the back. Oh, this is very rare.
Home
That
run.
was that. You know what?
Woo! The bases were loaded. Guys, that was a quick game of taglines.
Yes, quick game.
You know what? But Nat, you had 8, and there is nothing wrong with 8.
Nothing
That
wrong.
is almost double what I ever get.
More than that.
All right, guys. When someone loses, if you're a new listener, when one of us loses, the winner gets to pick a TV show that we have to watch. Usually we haven't seen. As you heard at the beginning, I had to watch The Crown. Andy, the rest of the show is yours, my man. Take it away.
Yes. Nat, my man, I hope you haven't had a chance to watch Narcos.
Oh, no, I have not.
Well, I'm going to give you the pilot.
Ooh. I'm actually excited for it. Because
I'm going to pull a Nat and make you watch it to tell me if it's good or not.
You gave him something he was excited about.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you give him something like The Crown or what's something like give him My Little Pony?
Hold on. No, he already said Narcos.
Yeah.
There's no takebacks.
There's no takesy backsies.
No. We don't stop and re-edit, even though, the outcome might be different.
It's easier to find something that...
Boy, wouldn't that be something?
That would be something.
If we stopped the show, re-edited it so that Nat could become the winner.
Yeah, it would be. But hey.
What are you talking about? You don't record this live? What are you doing? I'm breaking down the fourth wall here.
Joe, just go, Joe. Go.
Get out of here.
Get out here, Joe.
Hi, Cuckoo, what was that you called me out there?
I'll call you later, Joe.
All right, Nat. So you're watching Narcos this week.
Yes.
All right, and when we come back, it's me and Andy. Nat, you get to lead a game though, man. You never get to lead the game.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, but you never get to.
Yeah, I have.
You fucking done it once. I'm saying you never get to. Jesus Christ.
Figuratively.
Oh my God.
But I've done it once.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Fine. You know what? I'm leading the game next week.
Well, you can't because
you're playing. I'm all-time.
No,
I'm all-time coach. I'm all-time judge.
You are playing Andy next week, and you know what? I know it's biased for me to say this, but I'm rooting for you, Kevin. I'm rooting you to get that first win. I want that first win.
All right, we've reached the end of yet another episode of Last in Line. You guys, if there's anything that you want us to watch, if there's anything that you want us to see to torture us as much as we torture ourselves, send us an email over to thelastinlinepodcast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook at The Last in Line Podcast. Send us a message there. Make sure you like the page. Do us a favor. Subscribe on iTunes. Subscribe on YouTube. We will be posting every show every other Wednesday on both of those accounts. Andy, where can the kids find you?
You can find me on Soulmate. Find it. No, I'm just kidding. You can
go, Joe.
Find me on Instagram and Twitter on at Andy's Alter Ego.
Wrapping up the show. Come on, Joe.
Matt, where can they find you?
At NatMartin24 on Twitter, at NatMartin26 on Instagram.
You can find us all on our Twitter page at The Last in Line Pod. We will all be running that. Send us an email again, thelastinlinepodcast@gmail.com. And join us in 2 weeks for yet another Thanksgiving-themed movie scope. You'll have to tune in to find out what it is. We'll see you guys then.
It's still...